Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this year's Seasons of Light celebration at Harvard Divinity School. My name is Carrie Maloney, and I'm the chaplain and director of religious and spiritual life here at HDS. Seasons of Light is our campus's annual ritual to honor the unity of holy darkness and holy light in the world's religious traditions that are represented on our campus. While we usually enjoy the deep intimacy of one another's presence for this event, jammed into our largest sacred space on campus to share music, prayers, chants, and texts. This year, of course, due to the pandemic, we're scattered across the United States and around the globe. Nevertheless, we believe the power of our spiritual traditions enables us to transcend time and space, to be truly together for this holy occasion, in a year when our unity and interdependence may never have mattered more. As we begin tonight, I invite you, if you haven't yet had the chance to do so, and if you're able, to dim the lights in the room from which you're joining us, perhaps lighting a candle or two by which to see. Also, please have near you, if you can, one unlit candle and the means by which to light it later in our ritual tonight. Closed captioning is available throughout our gathering tonight, so please turn it on at the bottom of your screen if you'd like to use it. Finally, as we begin, please switch your view to gallery so that you can gaze around this digital space to see who's here and the many places from which we're coming together. So we might have a sense of the geographic expanse of this community. We invite you to change your name in the Zoom box, if you want to your location. And if you know the indigenous name of your location, please consider using that place name. We also warmly welcome all of you who are joining us via live stream on Facebook from around the world. It's wonderful to have you with us. I am joining you tonight from Eastern Massachusetts, not far from the Harvard campus, where we are on the homelands of the Mashpee Wampanoag, the Aquinnah Wampanoag, the Nipmuc, and the Massachusetts tribal nations. The Massachusetts Center for Native American Awareness believes that land acknowledgement is a deeply step toward honoring the truth, making the invisible visible, and correcting the American stories that erase Indigenous peoples' tribal history and culture. Land acknowledgement demonstrates a commitment to counter the doctrine of discovery and to undo the ongoing legacy of settler colonialism. So together tonight, we acknowledge the extraordinarily painful history of genocide, stolen lands, and forced removals. And we honor and stand in solidarity with the diverse Indigenous communities who continue to have a deep connection with all the lands on which we stand. Friends, we have gathered tonight at the end of a harrowing year. Political treachery and chaos, a long overdue racial reckoning, a global pandemic that has stolen the lives of hundreds of thousands and shattered the security, hopes, and well-being of countless more. It is important that we are together tonight to pray and to meditate, to make beautiful music and to hear sacred texts, to rest in the deep, holy darkness, to kindle flames of hope and resistance, and to act together in solidarity with the marginalized. As we begin our ritual now, look again around this digital room at your companions, your spiritual siblings far and near, and know that you are not alone. You are not alone. Take a deep breath, and then another. And bless your capacity to breathe in a world where that ability cannot be taken for granted, not even for one breath. especially by those who are Black and brown. And now, center yourself in stillness for our brief time together tonight. Let us feast on the darkness. Let us rejoice in the light. Light will someday split you open, even if your life is now a cage.
For a divine seed, the crown of destiny, is hidden and sown on an ancient, fertile plain you hold the title to.
Love will surely burst you wide open into an unfettered, blooming new galaxy.
Even if your mind is now a spoiled mule.
A life-giving radiance will come. The friend's gratuity will come.
Oh, look again within yourself, for I know you were once the elegant host to all the marvels in creation.
From a sacred crevice in your body, a bow rises each night and shoots your soul into God.
Behold the beautiful drunk singing one from the lunar vantage point of love.
That one is conducting the affairs of the whole universe.
While throwing wild parties in a treehouse, on a limb in your heart.
In Praise of Fire by John O'Donohue. Let us praise the grace and risk of fire. In the beginning, the word was red, and the sound was thunder, and the wound in the unseen spilled forth the red weather of being. In the name of the fire, the flame, and the light, praise the pure presence of fire that burns from within without thought of time. The hunger of fire has no need for the reliquary of the future. It adores the eros of now, where the memory of the earth in flames that lick and drink the air is made to release its long enduring forms in a powder of ashes left for the wind to decipher. As air intensifies the hunger of fire, may the thought of death breathe new urgency into our love of life. As fire cleanses dross, may the flame of passion burn away what is false. As short as the time from spark to flame, so brief may the distance be between heart and being. May we discover, beneath our fear, embers of anger to kindle justice. May courage cause our lives to flame in the name of fire and the flame and the light.
Solstice Blessing by the Weird Sisters. A fire is burning, the long night draws near, and all who need comfort are welcome by here. We'll dance 'neath the stars and we'll toast the past year, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. We'll count all our blessings while the mother lays down, with snow as her blanket covering the ground. Thanks to the mother for the life that she brings. She'll waken to warm us again in the spring. The poor and the hungry, the sick and the lost, these are our children, no matter the cost. Come by the fire, the harvest to share, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. For the spirit of solstice is still living here.
Our reading to represent the Unitarian Universalist tradition is titled Dark and Light by Jackie James, from the meditation manual, Been in the Storm So Long, edited by Mark Morrison Reed and Jackie James. Blackmail, blacklist, black mark. Black Monday, black mood, black-hearted, black plague, black mass, black market. Good guys wear white, bad guys wear black. We fear black cats in the dark continent, but it's okay to tell a white lie. Lily white hands are coveted. It's great to be pure as the driven snow. Angels and brides wear white. Devil's food cake is chocolate. Angel's food cake is white. We shape language and we are shaped by it. In our culture, white is esteemed. It is heavenly, sun-like, clean, pure, immaculate, innocent, and beautiful. At the same time, black is evil, wicked, gloomy, depressing, angry, sullen. Ascribing negative and positive values to black and white enhances the institutionalization of this culture's racism. Let us acknowledge the negative connotations of whiteness. White things can be soft, vulnerable, pallid, and ashen. Light can be blinding, bleaching, enervating. Conversely, we must acknowledge that darkness has a redemptive character, that in the darkness there is power and beauty. The dark nurtured and protected us before our birth. Welcome, darkness. Don't be afraid of it or deny it. Darkness brings relief from the blinding sun, from the scorching heat, from exhaustive labor. Night signals permission to rest, to be with our loved ones, to conceive new life, to search our hearts, to remember our dreams. The dark of winter is a time of hibernation. Seeds grow in the dark, fertile earth. The words black and dark don't need to be destroyed or ignored, only balanced and reclaimed in their wholeness. The words white and light don't need to be destroyed or ignored, only balanced and reclaimed in their wholeness. Imagine a world that had only light or dark. We need both, dark and light, light and dark.
When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. Well, the sky is finally open, the rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, and orange and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. 'Cause the sky is finally open, the rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Oh, tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. Everything is alright now, 'cause the sky is finally open, the rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yeah, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. It'll all be alright.
Attadipa Sutra, a lamb to oneself. Monks, be a lamb unto yourself. Be your own refuge, having no other. Let the Dharma be a lamb and a refuge to you, having no other. Those who are lambs unto themselves should investigate to the very heart of things. What is the source of sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair? How do they arise? Here amongst the uninstructed worldling, change occurs in this man's body, and it becomes different. On account of this change and different, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair arise. But seeing the body impermanent, its changeability, its waning, its ceasing, he says, formerly as now, all bodies were impermanent and unsatisfactory and subject to change. Thus, seeing this as really is, with perfect insight, he abandons all sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. He is not worried at their abandonment, but unworried, live at ease. And thus, living at ease, he is said to be assuredly delivered.
An excerpt from Poem of Perfect Miracles by Walt Whitman. Why? Who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses towards the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach, just in the edge of the water, or stand under trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at the table at dinner with my mother, or look strangers opposite me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive of an August forenoon, or animals feeding in the fields. To me, every hour of light and dark is a miracle. Every inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every cubic foot of the interior swarms with the same. Every spear of grass, the frames, limbs, organs of people, and all that concerns them. All these to me are unspeakably perfect miracles.
The Light of the Spirit Never Dies, a reflection by Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. There's an interesting question the commentators ask about Hanukkah. For 8 days we light lights, and each night we make the blessing over miracles, She'asa Nisim La'avotenu. But what was the miracle of the first night? The light that should have lasted 1 day lasted 8. But that means there was something miraculous about days 2 to 8, but nothing miraculous about the first day. Perhaps the miracle was this, that the Maccabees found 1 cruse of oil with its seal intact, undefiled. There was no reason to suppose that anything would have survived the systematic desecration the Greeks and their supporters did to the temple. Yet the Maccabees searched and found that 1 jar. Why did they search? Because they had faith that from the worst tragedy, something would survive. The miracle of the first night was that of faith itself, the faith that something would remain with which to begin again.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to be reading a passage from Carl Sagan's book, Pale Blue Dot, in which he is reflecting on the famous photo, which you can see here, titled Pale Blue Dot, taken from the Voyager 1 spacecraft on its way out of our solar system of Earth. It's a little self-portrait, and you can see in the middle right, sort of in that orange sunbeam, is a tiny pixel, which is Earth. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you have ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every parent, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see. All they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد أنزلنا إليكم آيات مبينات ومثلا من الذين خلوا من قبلكم وموعظة للمتقين الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم.
Veni Creator Spiritus, mentes tuorum visita, imple superna gratia, vetu creasti pectora. Accende lumen sensibus, infunde amorem corpus, infirma nostri corporis, virtute firmans perpetui. Lord, you've blessed me with your light, and Lord, you've blessed me with my darkness.
Seasons of light, shadows so bright, guiding us through the night. The spirits reveal themselves only to those who seek any day of the week, and especially when times are bleak. Push back the curtain, go ahead and take a peek. Close your eyes so that you can see better. Every word, every letter, news letters from your third eye. Just let her guide you from inside, just to know the way. Seasons of light, not just on Christmas Day. The light comes from within, but so does the darkness. It's an original sin, but even that you can harness. Fasting and feasting, we just keep on repeating Thanksgiving for just living despite all the pain we've been in. This is the season for giving, God's bidding, stay driven. Because can't nobody write a better story for you than God has already written.
Lord, you bless me with your love, and Lord, you test me with my darkness. There's been days where my brain felt like a valley of ashes. Months I didn't know if my next birthday would come. Lord, you've been there even when I didn't sing your praises. My God, my strength, the most merciful one. You are the forgiver, so forgive me for all the times my remembrance wanes. You've gifted me with good tears and tough years. I can never repay you. Let my heart be cleansed and fortified by your glorious names. My sweet Lord, I long to be with you through triumphs, trials, and the mundane, as an instrument of your peace and a servant you are pleased with. For only your grace can ease our suffering and pain. Anna bechoach gedulat yemincha tatit zeua kaberina tamcha zakvenu ta'enu noah.
أدين بدين الحب
أنا تواجهت
ركائب فالحب
ديني وإيماني.
A reading from the second letter to the Corinthians. For it is the God who said, "Let light shine out of darkness," who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. But we have this treasure in clay jars, so that it may be made clear that this extraordinary power belongs to God and does not come from us. We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed, always carrying in the body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be made visible in our bodies. For while we live, we are always being given up to death for Jesus' sake, so that the life of Jesus may be made visible in our mortal flesh. So death is at work in us, but life in you. But just as we have the same spirit of faith that is in accordance with Scripture, I believed and so I spoke. We also believe and so we speak, because we know that the one who raised the Lord Jesus will raise us also with Jesus and will bring us with you into his presence. Yes, everything is for your sake, so that grace, as it extends to more and more people, may increase thanksgiving, the glory of God. So we do not lose heart. Even though our outer nature is wasting away, our inner nature is being renewed day by day. For this slight momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all measure. Because we look not at what can be seen, but at what cannot be seen. For what can be seen is temporary, but what cannot be seen is eternal.
The ancient Indian or Hindu traditions are passed down by grandmothers, grandfathers, their stories, and just the spirit of our ancestors. So here's a prayer my grandmother taught me. The human body is the temple of God. To kindle the light of awareness within you is to experience true light. The sacred flame in your inner shrine is constantly burning. Embrace it. The experience of unity is what will enable you to find the purpose of this body, of this temple. Every season can be a season of light when we recognize that the true light is already always within us. To harness it, we must intentionally take the time to reflect on the ways in which darkness has shown up in our bodies and our lives, be it through hatred, separation, ignorance, or deception. A central aspect of discovering our inner shrine is recognizing the unity of all life. If one life form suffers, you, me, and all life forms are suffering in the process. To recognize that is to truly recognize ourselves, our unity. How we can manifest and really live this unity is by setting a clear vision for the ways our lives will work to transform malicious histories into a future that reinforces truth. So for this season of light, I invite you to discover the ways in which your body has been a carrier of hatred and love, and envision the future and qualities you want it to become a temple for. Let us be brave and let our fire burn all that is dark so we pave the way for an unimaginable and unifying light force, one that burns away hatred and is eternal in its capacity to love. Thank you.
As we symbolically pass one flame around the whole world, please light a candle now and hold it up to your camera. And then please select your gallery view to see all who are gathered and shining in that one light.
gonna be alright. It's been all wrong. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom. Those clinging vines had me down, well, I don't need 'em. Oh, I feel like a captured eagle. You know an eagle's born to fly. Now that I've won my freedom, like an eagle, I am eager for the sky. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. And everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. Yes, I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay.
God of 10,000 names and none, author of words and songs and the silence from which they sound, companion in all the changes of light, kindling or quenching. Tonight we need rest, healing, courage, clear seeing, perhaps a little joy, hope in abundance. Help us to believe again in the good we gather to do, even when we cannot gather. Show us how to keep pace with the mountains, which walk towards you no matter the winter. Bless us in each other's faces. Bless us by living us.
I am grateful for the things things that you have done. Yes, I'm grateful for the victories we won. I could go on and on and on about your works, because I'm grateful, grateful, grateful to praise you, Lord. And flowing from my heart are the issues of my heart. It's gratefulness. Grateful for the things that you have done. Yes, I'm grateful for the victories we won. I could go on and on and on about your works, because I'm grateful, grateful, grateful just to praise you, Lord. And flowing from my heart are the issues of my heart. It's gratefulness. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing. God, I'm so grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart, flowing from my heart. Oh, are the issues of my heart. It's grateful.